It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Panthers and the Vikings, and it comes your way next.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. Taking it about the one. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
They begin with a run by Smith. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested, because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Cunningham. Now Cunningham has the ball knocked out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a final recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Now the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. On 1st and 10, Cunningham. And this one complete to Reed. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. A play fake. Now Cunningham.
Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. They're going to look to throw. Open man here is Foster. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Vikings head out to take over once again. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
A first down carry for Smith. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off play action, it's Cunningham. Out to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Here's Cunningham. Over the middle, complete. It's Reed. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Good job over there, baby. I see y'all. Good job over there, baby. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping.
You got tight right there. Smash.
They'll run on first down. Smith. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run it here with Smith. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. A handoff to Smith. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Here's Cunningham from the gun. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Just a yard to go here on second down. A give. This is Foster. And they're able to bring him down at the 20.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
On first, they stick with Foster. And some room to run now. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and a long run there in the end to top it off. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession, and they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a give to Smith. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Let's go.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with Smith. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On 1st down, it's Cunningham. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Panthers now set to take over offensively. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Foster. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 97 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes you'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's our 2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
We got 4. Hey, good job, brother. Good job.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now a pass dumped off to his running back, and he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He gets this out to Foster on the right side. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. 2nd half action underway. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got an open man, it's Foster. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll make it 2nd down. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. Now they nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A first down carry for Foster. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. They'll set up to throw. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll hand off to Foster. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw here. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
The pass. Complete to number 86.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a 1st down there to the tight end.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Being checked, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
They'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. picked off at the 23. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities. And this is a good one right in front of them.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Trying to get the run game going. Here's Smith. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it again with Smith. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Now a 1st down throw, Cunningham. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cunningham. Throw right side complete to Carter. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He'll get that one to Carter complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A play fake, now Cunningham. That one caught by Carter. Touchdown, Vikings! A great play there. 32 yards. And the Vikings are finally on the board in the 4th quarter. So they fought half the battle here, but they're still down.
Plenty of work still left for them, but they delivered in the first step in their comeback attempt.
one makes it 14-7. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
On first down, Foster. And Foster loses the football. It's out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Cunningham. Flushed out right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get 5.
To the defense. They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
2nd and 5. Cunningham to throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Cunningham. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from the tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Extra point attempt to come here. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Drive there in just 4 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. A tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second down at 5. They run, it's Foster. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game. They'll drop to throw. Open man here is Kroll. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Looking to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now a dump off here complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A give, Foster running right. Finding room to the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. On the run, it's Foster. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A shotgun handoff now. Foster. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they hand to Foster. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go away.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And his kick is indeed good. And the Panthers have won the football game. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have